9 people all go on 9-5, yeah? See, I want to bring it back a little bit now, you know, because I want to talk to the people about like, how we're going to rebuild this thing and how we're going to help, you get me, rebuild the young G's, yeah? This is what I'm saying. Like, remember back in the day now, yeah, when like you used to have like couple elders, yeah, on the end now, yeah, and they would like foster care like all the youths, yeah, that mum and dad are working throughout the day. So imagine your mum and dad's working throughout the day. You got an elder who your mum and dad knows, yeah, that can take the kids until about 6 o'clock till you finish work, and in tell like that, yeah. And when you do things like that, yeah, the young G's get to know, you understand, the people them in the estate and have respect. There's no one doing that no more. There's no elders really in the estate doing no like foster care in the sense of, or like child care. When I'm talking about, it's not even foster care, it's child care thing, yeah? So like after working hours, yeah, parents might not be able to get back, yeah, an elder in the estate or couple elders, you get me, can do that job. That job was getting done back before. Now this is why now we've got certain things like, man, there's no respect on the ends because you're not getting brought up by no one. See, back then, man was getting brought up by people. So it was a different level, and you was getting brought up with people with manners and character and principle. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you look at life now, you don't see none of that no more. The young G's ain't getting raised. Do you understand? And that's a big thing. So that I think we need to start bringing that back in the community now. You understand? Where we've got elders in every community that can do that. You get me? And you feel safe as a parent. Remember, that's the main thing. As a parent, feeling safe with someone that you know is going to look after your youth. That's the main thing, you know. So you got to know that person is in the community, lives in the community, is always accessible in the community. That's why it was calm before. Because these people used to live in the community. There was no difference. Do you understand that? So that's another thing what we've got to start bringing back into the community, making the young G's start respecting elders now. Yeah, because rather that than a lot of elders now, or a lot of young G's, sorry, in care. We've got a lot of young G's now in care and that. When really that didn't need to happen if we function properly and start patterning certain things properly. Do you understand that? Another thing I want to talk about as well, yeah, is like, boy, how hard it is now for the man then to get housing in that car, and what man had to go through back in my life, yeah, when I was kicked out and moved in certain ways and pops couldn't handle the way I was moving and I had to live like a man on my own. And what man had to do is take over people's yards. Like, man was taking over people's yards straight, innit? Like, man, if you had a yard, man was there trying to take that over, trying to make that our yard. We was never homeless in that sort of sense because we was always thinking on our feet, listen, man's done a lot of bad things, do you understand? But looking back at my life now, the things man had to do to keep a shelter over man's head, and it weren't even man's fault. Check it, it's just a thing what man had to do to keep shelter over man's head because at that time now, in man's life, like, you get me, it was sticky. Roads, that's all man knew, it was just a road. So I can only imagine what certain men are doing now just to keep a shelter over their head. And this is why I talk about association. Because we're forgetting about a lot of young G's that are having mad housing problems. Even big man can't get housed no more. Them times are gone now when you used to get housed and get car and get set up. Them times are gone now, you can't even get housed again. Yeah, so that's another thing in the communities. When the associations start patterning properly, start moving to certain councils and forcing them to home us. I'm telling you, it's all about numbers and how the community patterns. Yeah, things will be done. Do you understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man's done some things back in the day and had to take over some houses and live in these houses, like make rooms for each other there, like, do you understand? In a man's house, you know, like kick out the man that's living there and actually live there ourselves. My man's gone living somewhere else. We've done that countless times on the ends, just to keep a safe, a shelter over man's head, do you understand? So man's got to recognise the lifestyle that certain youths are coming from. Man can understand it, because man's been there. Man's had to suffer, innit? Man's had to do dirty to people just to survive, innit? When you have to do that, when you get down to that nitty gritty of things, listen, you have to do dirty to people to survive. What a way of living. So that's what I'm saying. So I can understand these young G's. I was talking earlier. I can understand them. I know where they're coming from. Man's come from a similar place, a very similar place. It's just generational difference. There ain't no difference in the circumstances though. Like, you get me? More time, the circumstances are still the same. Poverty, gang life, warfare. You understand? Like, drugs all about the place. And that brings me on to my next topic, you know, I'm going to talk about, yeah, because my brethren must have patterned something with me today and said to me, look at something now, yeah. I started an initiative, yeah. Now there's another estate, or I don't know where it's going on, but man, them are putting up like, get the drug dealers stopped now. No drug dealers around our kids. That's all I was saying. Listen, I've never once said man them do what they want to do, but we're just not having it around our youth and not having it plaguing the community like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's my gripe with the thing, yeah? But now I see other communities saying, putting up posters saying they're fucked that, they've had enough, their kids and that, they've had enough now. And I rate that still. You get me? We birthed that foot theory. Man, I birthed that theory because when I'm talking about problems, just to talk about serious problems, innit? And problems that plague the community. And that's a problem that plagues the community, as what I said before. I don't want to take no food out of Manden's mouth. If a Manden's shutting and doing their thing, but brother, there should be respect to everything. There has to be respect, brother. If you're not going to respect the man that ain't doing that and want to see their youth live in a certain way, then we can't respect you for doing your thing. That's simple. There will be no respect. And anyway, when you look at the greater scheme of things, you're not doing nothing special. The man them ain't doing nothing special to enhance nothing or to better their community. You understand? So it's a respect thing, brothers. Yeah, man have to just understand that. I've got very own brethren that I've had to cut off because they're doing certain things. Check the levels, you have to stand for what you believe in out there, that's the main thing. Jammer though, yeah, your sister and that, I see what she's doing and that QC, ton QC now, yeah. That's what I'm saying, we need more sisters like that, getting in positions like that, to show other sisters now that it can be done, do you understand? Don't forget the stereotype thing. You can achieve anything you want to achieve in this life, you know. Yeah, just put your heart into it. Like, it don't matter anyway, so man's pleased for that. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I rate that. Proper thing, rate that. You understand? Big up yourself, Jammer, you don't know the thing. You get me? And obviously we've got to support the local businesses, you know, as well. Like, there's a business I'm going to be supporting, you get me? My brethren's got his hair done and it's my brethren's shop still, so he's trying to do his little thing, so man's going to support the man them and support the businesses in the hood, man. Yeah, we have to. If we're not going to support the things and the man them off the hood trying to do their thing, then what the fuck are we supporting? Like, man can't be supporting nobody that's made it already. Man got to be supporting the people that ain't made their thing already, trying to make food for their family. That's who we support. You get me? We support the underprivileged, you understand? The one that's rising up. That's what we're supporting. You don't know, 9-5. But yeah, then big up all the real farmers out there, you know. Where the farmers trying with their youths and that. You get me? Taking time out to build real men. You get me? I was speaking to my brethren the other day. Real man, you get me? Taking their responsibilities. That's what we respect. We respect real men taking their responsibilities and being fathers, no matter what, brother. Don't worry about that, brother. Just be a father, you get me? And I have to step how we're moving right now. You have to step forward. There's no stepping backwards right now. Alpha man talk, you understand? Real man talk. Remember that.
Until the days are done. Some ruler than the stars, some ruler than the sun. Give them love until your days are done. I said caution.